Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Meet the Movie Press. Roundtable movie news and commentary from the industry's premier film journalists.
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to a finally live, Meet the Movie Press. I'm Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com.
Jeff Sneider, film reporter, TheWrap.com.
How are you, my friend? We are finally back together.
I'm great, and yeah, I feel like this is basically our 1-year anniversary show.
It is. I didn't mention last week. Cheers, my friend. This has been a pleasure doing Meet the Movie Press with you for a year now.
What a journey it's been.
It has. It's been, I can't believe how long. I mean, I kind of blinked and it's like, here we are. And it was last week, but I didn't mention anything because you weren't here. And we had, of course, MTMP, and he kicked ass as always. It was great having him on. And my God, we have a lot of news to discuss. And then later on, guys, we're going to start taking your calls. And
what a special show.
I thought it'd be fun for them to just like freelance, like freestyle this. Like, just call in and ask us what you want, and we'll comment.
People like to say that as of last year, last August 1st, we're living in a post-Guardians of the Galaxy world. But we're actually living in a post-Meet the Movie Press world.
It's very true. It's very true. The landscape has changed thanks to
everything. Can you imagine that? A year ago, there was no Guardians of the Galaxy and no Meet the Movie Press.
It's scary to think that. It really is. And so thank God we're here for your pleasure.
We're back. Thank you, Schmoville, for watching and commenting and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and guys.
And we won't disappoint today.
Absolutely not. And guys, go ahead and subscribe, share this around. iTunes is Popcorn Talk Network. We are on YouTube live right now, youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network, or you can go to popcorntalknetwork.com and check out all the shows that are here.
I'm glad you know all this stuff because I could use like a primer.
I've been trying to get it in my head, but we should just go right away to the news because you guys, as you know, there's some big stuff happening out there. Jeff, what?
So let's just start with kind of what everybody's talking about.
I think we need to. Let's address the elephant in the room,
which is Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which opens today.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And
I haven't seen it, so I am excited, and you're damn right I'm going to go see it.
So I saw it, and we will get to my thoughts on it soon.
Yes, I'm sure.
But last night, Josh Trank, the director, tweeted something out. He said, "A year ago, I had a fantastic version of this, and it would have received great reviews. You'll probably never see it. That's reality, though."
Yeah.
And that's coming in response to, obviously, a lot of speculation over the past year about the movie, about him. What do you think, though? So a lot of people were calling him out, in the Deadline comment section. They were like, how could you sort of turn your back on the movie like this and disown it in a sense or blame the studio for its problems? Right. But other people were like, in this day and age, a director has to speak up for himself, and if he feels like this is not the movie that he intended to have released,
absolutely, and
he doesn't feel like it's the movie he made,
he's sticking up for himself.
So it's an interesting sort of argument here.
What's the word I'm looking for? But what are you believing out there? What do you think? It's Fox that has been over his shoulder. I mean, we've heard similar things with a Marvel movie with Wolverine Origins, that the same thing kind of happened. Christian Harloff, of course, brought it up last night on the Schmoes No main show. Hey, I'm hearing that Fox is really noodling in there, which is interesting because then about 10 minutes later, Josh did that tweet. So,
right. And I don't know, I don't know if it was the smartest move. I don't know if I would have left it up since, or put it back up after the fact once everyone had screenshotted.
Did he put it back up?
No, he didn't. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I would have.
He doesn't need to. It's out there.
Sure.
It's screenshot. I got it. I mean, I got 5 screenshots at least last night.
Do you think it makes him look bad to studios? Do you think it... again, like you said, he's just a guy sticking up for himself.
I mean, I think he is sticking up for himself, but I ultimately think it was a bad move. I mean, I do. I think the studios now are going to be like, "Fuck you, bud. We're not going to work with you." I mean, if that's, but
first of all, if any studio has a reputation for meddling, other than maybe Harvey Scissorhands,
right? Exactly.
You know, it's Fox, which is, but then again, you know, a lot of that reputation came from Tom Rothman, who's now at Sony.
There you go.
But yes, of course, there's definitely been a lot of sort of problem Fox stuff in terms of the comic book movies.
Sure, but on the other side too, X-Men: Days of Future Past was fantastic. Planet of the Apes franchise is fantastic.
Sure.
We know that these filmmakers are able to go in there and do what they want to do. Do you think it's... if we're talking about Planet of the Apes and X-Men, we have Bryan Singer and we have Matt Reeves, respectively.
I'm not trying to paint the studio with a label. I just think maybe on this collaboration, something went wrong and...
they had to step in?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, what I'd heard, though, you know, from a source was that... you know, they had brought on like the second unit director or whatever to handle the reshoots. And the reshoots were mainly the third act. And I agree with the general consensus that the first 2/3 aren't bad.
Right.
And the movie just goes off the rails at the end. So it's like, was Josh even responsible for really the stuff that most people have a big problem with?
Yeah, you know, and I can't comment. I haven't seen it yet, guys, and I will. Like I said, I'm gonna see it tonight. But I don't know. With this, we've been hearing it for so long. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That was a question for the people listening at home. The inflection of my voice.
Yes, it went up an octave.
Smoke, there's fire.
There was mystery to it.
Yeah, there's mystery. I mean, it just sucks because we've heard all these rumors. Bad things, reshoots. Josh Trank is not good on set. He's weird or whatever. And then he leaves Star Wars. And it's like, my God, I feel horrible for him. And I like his work.
I think that he will recover. And that, he'll, like, I think he has said in interviews, he'll probably just do something a little bit more smaller and more personal and intimate. And I think that he's earned the right to do that.
Yeah.
Especially if this movie makes money.
Which you think it will.
I think that it will too.
I mean,
I think the want to see is high, even with reviews that haven't been very good.
Right. It is a Marvel movie.
It never stopped the Transformers movies from making money.
Thank you. Exactly. Those Transformers movies are just shit.
There is not enough humor or heart in the movie. The color palette is very sort of blue, steel, and gray. It's like a grim, no pun intended,
right,
kind of movie. The casting. So yeah, now we're getting into my opinion of it.
Well, that's fine.
The casting, just no one is given enough to do.
Yeah,
so
I've heard that.
While
too.
I like everyone except for Kate Mara, who I thought was completely miscast and wrong for Sue Storm, there's no relationship between Johnny and Reed. My favorite was definitely Jamie Bell as the Thing. I thought.
Good.
You know, his line readings were really good. So, you know, the movie, the first half, I appreciate that Josh Trank took a different approach to superhero movies, but I actually think it was a pretty terrible movie, like as bad as Green Lantern. And honestly, the movie that I kept thinking about while I was watching it was Spawn.
Was Spawn?
Yeah.
Ooh, not good.
No.
Now, do you think this is bordering on the creative direction of it, that it's so hard to adapt this particular superhero. You got a stretchy man, a rock man, an invisible woman, and a guy that lights on fire. I mean, that's tough to maybe...
I think that the next... If this movie gets a sequel, I would be definitely interested in seeing that sequel because they've done all like the heavy lifting sort of, and now they can go have fun with it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that in the reviews. Like it's almost like they kind of put this up here, promising something better for the sequel, but then that just to me is dangerous because you're not.
There's just such. There's such a tonal shift in the movie for the third act,
right?
Because there's not a lot of action in the first hour, and like at about the 40 or 50 minute mark, I looked at my watch. I was like, nothing has happened. They spend too much time like building the machine.
I heard that as well.
So yeah, it's not the most exciting superhero movie, but I think as Devin Faraci sort of said, as a sci-fi movie, it's not terrible.
Now, sci-fi, like kind of like a mind, like a brainy sci-fi, like where you're watching and it's like interesting or nope. No, I just see her face.
I don't know. Like, I'll tell you, I have a very hard time finding anything much to like about the movie.
Yeah.
I liked the relationship between Reed and Ben, like when they were kids. People said that the kids were a little stiff, and it felt like they were just like reading lines. But
yeah,
I kind of liked it.
yeah. I
like movies like Stand By Me and Goonies.
That's cool. I can get behind that. But if it's if it's shitting the bed, at least in the third act, which I've heard is like
right. It's like
radical change.
You can't judge a movie by its first half or first 2/3. You have to look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
And as the whole picture, just it doesn't work. I had high expectations. I think I've been behind this movie every step of the way.
Yeah, you have, and I've been, and like I said, when the first trailer came out, I was in. And I was even in.
Trailers look great.
I was in with the casting.
With the Broadchurch movie. The casting is great. There's just no material. Like, I don't know how you strip guys like Miles and Michael B. Jordan, who are like two of the most charismatic young actors in Hollywood, and strip them of that natural charisma.
Yeah.
Because it really felt like that.
That makes me sad because it's like there was a glimpse, at least for me, in the trailer where like Miles Teller's Mr. Fantastic is like, he's trying to like give the palms up and he's doing this, and Michael B. Jordan's like, that's funny to me.
But that's literally like the deepest character moment that I feel like they have together.
I feel like that's what I was going to suggest, because it's like, oh no, are we seeing only the best things? How many times does this happen where we only see the best stuff in the trailer, and then you go in and you're like, oh frick.
I love the moment when Reed sort of realizes what's happened, when he's crawling out and then sees now his legs are all stretched and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so there are moments that I think really work, but on the whole, it face planted, man.
Well,
I was really disappointed.
And so are you guys, because I can see it out there. There are a lot of you in the chat room live here have seen the movie, and what are people not liking it? Not liking it when they messed up Dr. Doom, says Carson.
Dr. Doom was terrible, dude.
I've heard that. And how can you do that?
It was a complete miscalculation.
And Toby Kebbell, who was Koba, who like almost stole the movie away from Andy Serkis.
It was ridiculous. The CGI in the movie was ridiculous.
Oh.
And then again, I'd heard like the when they sort of got the script, it called for like a huge budget. Mm-hmm. And they're like, all right, well, we're giving you like, a half of that or 3/4 of that. So,
okay.
And then once they saw the movie, they're like, well, where's the action?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, well, wait, you just told me to take it all out, basically.
It's universally, I'm just hearing that it's just like not good, and it makes me so sad.
It's a huge bummer.
Yeah,
I really held out hope, but it was misplaced.
And I was too, and
so I think we should move on.
Yeah,
now.
We'll move on. That's the Fantastic Four portion, and the Josh Trank portion. I will say, guys, that he puts up a tweet and then pulls it down. It's probably pretty emotional for him.
I wonder if his reps told him to do that.
Maybe, possibly, or he
just a good friend.
It. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame the guy. I mean, I can't say if I was in his situation.
These rumors and the speculation sort of spreads like wildfire, and it was probably starting to impact his career, I wonder.
Yeah.
And he had to be like, listen, this isn't really my movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I don't know if, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, you can speculate all you want, guys, but the bottom line is we don't know. There's going to be two sides of the story, and
maybe the truth will come out, a year from now when everybody doesn't have a movie to sell.
Right.
Essentially.
Exactly. So if you want some good Josh Trank, go get Chronicle, because that movie was freaking rad. I liked it.
Loved it. Yep.
And that's what got him the job in the first place. So we wish Josh the best, I would say. I do.
Now let's stick with Fox and Marvel.
Let's do it.
And talk Gambit.
Yeah, so this is interesting. He finally signed on. And
yes,
you had run a report that there was some trouble behind the scenes.
I did, and now I had,
but there probably was. I mean, not trouble. Like, I'm doing air quotes for those people at home listening.
Right. So here's the deal. Obviously, I did the story, and the headline was that the movie was in jeopardy and that he had threatened to walk. Maybe I was a little too strong with the word planned to walk.
Okay.
But either way, I didn't say he had walked. Mm-hmm. And then you immediately see that transforms into like, oh, he left.
Right.
And he's out of the movie.
Right.
That's what the headline became an hour later.
Yep. That's hey, internet.
Now, I think that it's pretty clear after reading Boris Kitt over at Hollywood Reporter broke the story, and then Mike Fleming at Deadline did a story about how it wasn't a story.
I love the trades. They're taking a cue from you, my friend.
Trade
That's what
wars.
I love. That's what I love.
And they were like, he closed his deal and it was never really in jeopardy, but it had hit a snag. Like, I think it was pretty clear reading those two stories that something was definitely up and that he had threatened to walk away, and maybe it was points on the back end. So listen, as a reporter, you try not to get spun.
Right.
And this is a lesson that all sort of our listeners and aspiring journalists should take heed of. I mean, you try not to get spun, you try not to get used, but also you try to report the truth. And when I reported it, I believe Channing had walked away from the table, unless, Fox was going to make certain concessions that they were saying they weren't going to make.
Right.
So I stand by the story. I'm not I'm not proud of the story. Like, could I have been more patient and let things play out to see? Yeah. Possibly. But it's a tough story to turn down, folks.
Yeah. And
I didn't mean to worry everybody.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it last week, and a lot of us in the press or running the blogging sites and all this, and MTMP said it. Yeah, I can't even pronounce his name.
Negotiating through the press, right?
Yep. Negotiation tactic.
Yeah. Maybe so. I mean, listen, it's not like Channing's representatives put me up to it.
Right. That's what, that's interesting, because I wouldn't think that.
I'll be serious. Like, I called all of them, and they referred me to his publicist, Evelyn Karamanos, and she was traveling in Italy, and I couldn't reach her.
Oh, okay. So you ran with it, and yeah. I'm glad you did, because I like to hear. I'm a movie buff, but I'm also like, I love production, I love development, and all this kind of stuff, and it's interesting to me.
It came from a good source, and the source also said that Léa Seydoux was testing for the female lead.
Oh, nice.
And then last night, Deadline had that story, lo and behold, that Léa Seydoux was testing for the female lead, along with Rebecca Ferguson from Mission Impossible and Abby Lee from Mad Max.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Those are some good names. Up-and-comers, as it were.
I'd heard that Léa Seydoux was maybe having trouble with the Cajun accent, being French.
Oh, interesting.
Rebecca Ferguson, I think, would be... I think that movie's beneath her, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I heard she stole... I mean, again, I'm such a bad host of a movie press.
Right. She stole the movie. She was great in Mission Impossible.
I'm going to try to see that this weekend as well.
She could be like a big star, and I don't know that Gambit is the right move.
Right.
She also maybe looks a little bit older than Channing.
She does... to me, yeah.
I don't know how old she is.
But and that's
she could be mid-20s, she could be mid-30s. I have no idea. Well, and I apologize for that. I can look it up.
If you're mentioning Léa Seydoux, and I know what she looks like, put up, then there's a little bit of an age difference.
Just like Abby Lee, I bet I wouldn't be surprised if she got that. I mean,
she's the youngest of the
Rebecca
three.
Ferguson wouldn't be testing if she didn't want to do it. And I think Fox should obviously try to get her if they can. But I'd be surprised. Anyways,
cool.
So that's Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit is done deal. We talked a little bit about it. Like that was his passion project. So it seemed like it was like, oh man, if he's walking away from his passion project, that's weird. But turns out it's okay. We're gonna get Gambit. Ta-da! All right, what else is out there?
Let's see. Colin Farrell is going to play a wizard in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yes, this is very interesting to me, because I've been following the news on this very closely, because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan and of the world that J.K. Rowling, and her doing the screenplay just makes me so excited. I'm sorry, it's like...
Doesn't make you nervous because she's like a first-time screenwriter?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Because I'm sorry, I love her writing. I think she could just throw it on there like a book and have some intern fix it.
Whip it up into
screenplay form. That sounds horrible. That like the craft that screenwriters do. Yeah, it's that easy. I screenwrite, so it's not that easy. But I just trust J.K. Rowling, and I love the idea of Colin Farrell. Is he a wizard?
I think he's going to be playing a wizard. Yeah.
Frick yeah. Frack. Fuck yeah.
Is he gonna be a good wizard or an evil wizard? Because I'm watching True Detective, and I'm stoked for the season finale.
Yeah.
On Sunday night, but I just can't imagine this guy's like your friendly neighborhood wizard.
I know. I picture him as he's a wizard that likes to. He's a pimp wizard. He gets the ladies.
Pimp wizard.
He gets the ladies.
I was joking earlier this week that it was probably like a make good from Warner Brothers for making him do Winter's Tale.
No, I know that.
Like,
sorry,
Colin, we feel so bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you want? We're just gonna leave this blank here. Just fill in a number. Yeah, no, it's great. I think the cast is so damn interesting to me, and I love that Eddie Redmayne is the main wizard, Newt. I believe. And I mean, we're still, I love that we're getting Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter movies. Do you think, this is just creative speculation, that we'll rope back around to a Harry Potter movie that's set years later?
I have no idea.
I think so. I think we'll get one sooner or later.
So are you not watching True Detective?
Nope, I'm not.
God, man.
I'm not. I have them all on my DVR and I'm going to binge.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not very good at television. I'm not very good lately. I haven't been very good at entertainment that's offered to me.
What are you good at, Mark?
I'm good at working lately. You know, I've been working just kind of nonstop and then trying to roll in here. So sorry, guys, but you can trust me. I like movies. I do know stuff.
I know. No.
I want to talk about something. So there's your Colin Farrell stuff, but I want to talk about something very dear to my heart.
I know
being
what this is.
Rebooted again. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. I mean, are you surprised?
No, I'm not. I know because they're rebooting Friday the 13th again.
Yeah,
I mean that's like another. I've heard so many rumors of a found footage Friday the 13th that essentially reboots from the reboot. Here we are again. I know it's a big title, New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built.
Listen, we had. It's very hard to invent a new slasher, and these are our slashers for better or worse. There
are Frankensteins
Freddy and Jason
Draculas.
and Michael Myers and Leatherface, exactly, and all these things are coming back.
Yep, they're all coming back.
There's a new Leatherface in production.
Yep.
Halloween is coming.
Yep.
So
everything, as we mentioned, and now Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy couldn't just sit on the sidelines and watch his horror fiefdom.
Yes, I'm just I don't know how to do it well again. I mean. Well, I think that the best step is not having Platinum and Dooms involved.
Yeah, they're not involved.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. And for you guys that don't know, Platinum and Dooms is Michael Bay's production company and his producing core that also did.
Hey, dude, 13 hours looks good.
Yes, it does. It looks great.
So,
I was surprised. I'll take that.
I'm down for 13 hours, man.
I hold good thoughts.
You make Jim from The Office look like a badass. You're doing something right.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I could honestly, I'd be interested in seeing Josh Trank's Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'd buy that. I would see that would be great. Could he do? Don't speculate, guys. That's not news. Which, by the way, they did. Right. They did that to me last week.
Wait, with what?
I mentioned that I had a friend, and I'm not even calling him source. It was just a friend that was like, he's like, oh yeah, I've heard that's a done deal that Emily Blunt is Miss Marvel. I go, oh, that's interesting.
Captain Marvel?
Or Captain Marvel. Yeah, Captain Marvel. And I'm like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, I've heard it's a done deal. And I go, well, that's what the rumors say. I said that on there, and then people said, oh, Mark Reilly said it's a done deal. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, I did not.
Listening comprehension skills sometimes.
I said, go back. I got mad at some website. I'm like, no, go back to what I said. I said, I heard. Somebody said. I'm just saying that as speculation. And Miembe jumped in there and said, yeah, no, I think they're going after someone bigger. And I went, yeah, sounds
bigger than Emily Blunt.
I know. I don't know about who could be bigger than her, but I don't know. It's just speculation. That's just what I've heard. I'm not going to put it out there. I'll put it out here and talk about it with you.
Put it out wherever the fuck you want,
but
brother.
I'm not going to write about it and say this. I could have done.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that is the difference.
Sony unveiled a whole bunch of slate stuff.
Yeah.
Dates and slates and
long
waits.
What surprised me most is not the remake of Jumanji.
That was announced.
It's not the Barbie live action.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to puke in my mouth from that one. But the Bad Boys 3
Amy
and
Schumer.
4. Yeah,
Amy Schumer would make a great Barbie.
That would be awesome. I would watch Barbie.
Totally the way to go with that. Thank you, Sony.
Yep.
You're welcome. Yes, Bad Boys 3 and 4. Listen, I have a certain affinity for this franchise because I love the original, not the sequel. People love the sequel. I don't understand it. It's over the top and ridiculous. The first Bad Boys is like a fucking classic. I'm not on the Bad Boys
wagon.
3 and 4, 14 years after the last one. I don't know.
So are we talking Joe Carnahan writing?
He was definitely
3?
writing 3.
Yeah.
3. I don't know if he'll
if he'll direct it,
but why wouldn't you want him?
Right. Well, it kind of gets into the Fantastic Four conundrum here. Is like they already announced a Fantastic Four 2, and now we're doing the stinker. And
none of these, guys. By now, you should know none of these announcements mean a fucking thing.
Yeah. There you go. You heard it here.
None of
It's
them
true.
mean anything.
I think it's like they're almost gauging interest. So, first we got to get Bad Boys 3.
It's just to look like they have a plan. Like, listen, if Fantastic Four doesn't make money, they're not like, oh, well, we announced Fantastic Four 2, so we have to make it.
Yeah, exactly. And
plans can change.
And they will change very
fast. Day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute.
Yeah, so
Bad Boys, you got to be bringing back Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I think my former colleague Lucas Shaw asked me if they were signed. Like, I don't think you could even announce Bad Boys 3 if they weren't.
That's what I said last night. But there was no mention of them being signed. But here's the thing:
I don't know that 4 would be about them.
Right. Kind of close it out.
I could see them passing the torch to a Michael B. Jordan.
I was just going to say.
Speaking of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I mean, you give Michael B. Jordan the Bad Boys franchise.
Mm-hmm. How about Chadwick Boseman?
Stick him with like a Nick Holt or somebody. Like, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
I'd probably go interracial.
I would love that. Why do Bad Boys have to be black?
Yeah.
That's like, we could do it. I like Nicholas Holt.
And then you turn Bad Boys into Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Oh my God. I hope they don't announce Lethal Weapon 5.
You know there's going to be a new, a Lethal Weapon remake eventually with.
I almost said the reboot and just putting it out there.
Tom Hardy.
We're going to get killed.
Tom Hardy and Denzel Washington.
Kenneth Wilson says, Jeff, the sequel was shit, but Bad Boys was great.
Yes.
Yes, he agrees with you.
Bring back Taylor Leone.
Yeah, back when Bay had the reins on
Loogie
him.
and Doogie.
That would be fun. I mean, I had fun with the first one. I had fun with the second one. I'm like, whatever. What's interesting to me about the whole slate announcement and the Ghostbusters moving back a week,
up a week,
doesn't matter, is that Sony coming off of the leaks and the interview and all this horrible stuff, they're just like, I'm feeling like they're doing the mic drop. They're like, you see this? Boom.
What's up? That slate could go either way, my friend.
I know it could.
Things like Jumanji and Uncharted.
Because we're talking about a video game adaptation that we haven't had a good one. You can argue
they haven't been able to crack Uncharted in like a decade.
Yeah, and I see a lot of you on the chat boards wanting to know about Uncharted. There's a hopeful news break that we were talking about.
They should just cast Matthias Schoenaerts.
Who's that? Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's in like a bunch of movies.
Oh.
You ever see
Example?
Never mind.
Well, I know
this guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm horrible. It'll change though. There's something on the horizon that I'm teasing that will make everything okay. I know you guys want to know who Nathan Drake is going to be, who's directing it, as well as Tomb Raider, which we don't know. I know every week Tomb Raider. What's going on with it? Don't know. But I don't know. Are you hearing anything with Uncharted? No. There's Ghostbusters there. There's Jumanji there. But yeah, there needs to be a lot needs to fall into place for all these things to go and happen. Could you say that aside from Ghostbusters, which we know is coming out because it's filming, everything that's not filming could still not happen, depending on a lot of things.
I don't know. I mean, I think that most of those movies will get made. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Thanks for joining us here, guys, on Meet the Movie Press Live. I see you, Chris James, saying Pez and Emoji movies are a fucking joke. You are so correct. What do you think? Like, we didn't talk about that last week.
I've heard that the Emoji movie has a great idea behind it.
How? How? You have to sell the shit out of that to me.
Guys,
to
this is the goddamn Schindler's List of emoji movies.
Oh, God. I don't know.
You will laugh. You will cry.
Oh God, how? Okay, they better have a good movie idea for the Pez movie. What the hell is a Pez movie? How the hell are they going to do a Pez movie? I don't
know, but I hope it helps my dad sell more Pez.
Yeah, well, good. I'm sure it will. But good Lord, somebody did a funny tweet where it's like, it's essentially sticking something up your ass and then your head falling off and it comes out. That's what Pez is.
When you stick something up your ass,
Yes.
and your head pops off. Coming in 2015.
Steven in the booth with the haymaker. Yep, that's what it is.
That was money.
Yeah. Your candy is my candy. You know, like I'm trying to do like a freaking
Yeah, I don't know.
or-
So yeah, that was the Sony slate. We had a lot going on this week, though.
Yeah. So
What else?
I think, guys, you're on the live chat at youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network. And I am Ninja Panda. Here's the emoji movie with a ton of emojis. Yep.
Thank you.
There it is. I see
Thank
the
you.
3-act structure. I see the inciting incident with the smiley faces here. Good. So, guys, we are, as I said, on YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network. And we also have a number that you can call and we can take some comments. Steven, can we do that?
Yeah, the number's on the screen.
All right, the number is on the screen. Guys, it's if you're looking at Meet the Movie Press live on YouTube, you can see the number. I just tweeted it out.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did.
I want to see.
I tweeted it out on the tweet machine. And you guys, you can call that number, which is 424. I'm getting it up. 253-0504. That's 424-253-0504. I just tweeted it out. And if you guys have, you know what? This is a special Meet the Movie Press. We didn't really do much except offer that phone that you can call. Ask us anything. We are an open book. We can talk about what we know, what we've heard. Your thoughts on the emoji movie. You know my thoughts. Fracking shit. I don't want to see it. Go away.
Frowny face.
Frowny face. Frowny face next to the
pile of poop.
The pile of poop emoji. Thank you. That's exactly what
We
it
could
is.
write this fucking movie, dude.
Do you think the screenwriters are just writing it with
Arrival.
emoji?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're just like, here are the emojis, and you have to follow it along.
Caller, you're on the line.
Oh, we got a caller? Do we have a caller? Hey, you're on Meet the Movie Press. Who do we got?
This is Chad.
Chad?
Yes.
How you doing, Chad?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Great to have you live on the phone. It's so much fun. Have you done this yet, Chad?
No, never. What's up, Chad? What's on your mind?
I want to talk about something kind of weird.
Let's do it.
Have you guys heard about this Adam Sandler Netflix movie
Yes.
where all the Native American actors have left?
Yep, they walked off because the way they are portrayed in the script, allegedly,
Yep.
is not very flattering to them. So, yes. What's your question with that?
I just want to know, why do you think Netflix actually signed this deal? Because it's not like he really has a following with them.
Yeah.
Or, has a following
I think that Adam Sandler
anymore.
Adam Sandler does have a following. I am actually among that following.
Really?
I think that his fans tend to watch his stuff over and over.
Okay.
And he's just family friendly to a degree.
Yeah.
So I mean, they must know something that we don't. I don't.
I don't. I
Well,
mean,
did you guys hear one of the jokes?
yeah. I
I mean, it's silly. Adam
Kind
Sandler's
of.
humor has always been childlike and infantile.
he hasn't changed since I've seen him in Billy Madison.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's ridiculous Native American names.
Yeah. I mean, Chad, to answer your question, I mean, how did they greenlight this? He does have a following, and so I'm pretty sure that's why they did it. And then the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
Okay, the Ridiculous Six is a play on the Magnificent Seven, and even the Hateful Eight. So we know what he's doing. He's parodying. How do you say it? Parodying. Yeah.
Satirizing.
Satirizing the westerns, and so it's going to be his version. Am I going to watch it? I don't know. I have Netflix, so maybe I'll try to watch it, but I'm kind of with you. I'm not excited for it, and I don't like that he made fun of the Native Americans that are actually on set. I saw a behind the scenes video where they're actually wanting to talk to him about it, and there's an AD or a producer or a buffer saying no, you can't talk to him, and I think that sucks.
Honestly, it's not an extra's place to challenge the script.
It's very true. Absolutely
I don't know.
true. And I will say if they are Native American and they sign up for I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Adam
agree.
Sandler movie, you kind of know what you're gonna get unless you're totally
Yeah,
just,
exactly. This isn't Gettysburg. I don't know.
Right, but yeah.
the Malick movie.
Yeah, right.
It's not a historical drama here.
Yeah, I think, Chad, there's a lot of reasons why they greenlit it. So
yeah. Thank you, Chad. Now let's go to the next question.
Yeah, thank you for calling, Chad. So again, guys, 424-253-0504. We are taking your calls.
Caller, you're on the line.
All right. Hey, you're on Meet the Movie Press. Who do we got? Anyone there? Hello.
They hung up.
I was going into
crank call.
Bueller. Thomas Bergstrom on YouTube says Star Wars Netflix rumors. I saw Star Wars, so of course I want to talk about it. I think that was a not much of a story. It was Latino Review dropping that.
I don't know.
Jeff's kind of shaking his head.
I can't read every story on the internet, folks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think for me with the Star Wars Netflix rumors is that I would love to see a live-action Star Wars series on Netflix because they did it so well with Daredevil and Netflix. They have that relationship, Disney. So, yeah, I would love to see it. I don't think anything's really going until we see Force Awakens and what it does. It's going to kill, obviously, but if it becomes like the highest-grossing movie of all time, then there's going to be a lot of stuff, I think. So that's my 2 cents. So guys, again, feel free to call in, but we will start looking at some YouTube comments. Adam Sandler has done 2 okay movies. The rest is shit with the emoji.
The rest is shit.
Yeah, so.
Got a caller.
Hey, we got a caller. You're on Meet the Movie Press. Who do we got?
This is Philip.
Hey, Philip, how are you today?
Philip, are you sure you're not my mom using a guy's voice?
No.
That'd be weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just expect her to call, and
Right.
I'm terrified. So what's up, Philip?
I had a question about Idris Elba's new Netflix movie.
Ooh, Beasts of No Nation. What about it?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys think it could be an Oscar contender.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
So the Golden Globes actually just changed their rules to say that a movie that opens like on Netflix, as long as it's in theaters the same day, is eligible.
Okay, great.
I don't know if the Academy rules would prevent it or if they would open it before going on Netflix. Like, I don't know how day and date works within the Academy rules. I think that it is eligible because I think Netflix is planning to make a push for it. I don't think it's going to be a big awards contender now, personally.
Okay.
I think the subject matter is pretty grim, Philip.
Yeah. And do you think there's a future in the? Well, you kind of mentioned that. Yes, there is. That if a movie comes out that's worthy of it on Netflix and in theaters, we're talking maybe. Possibly.
I don't know if it needs like legally the theatrical component or not.
Right.
But Netflix is getting into that space, and I think that on this movie, I forget if it's Bleecker Street that they're partnered with. I'm sure I wrote the release. I just can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But yeah, I think that it will be in the conversation, Philip. But I don't think it's going to be a serious contender.
Yeah.
There you go.
Philip, thanks for calling, man. I love having you guys call in. Again, feel free, guys.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah, that's a great question. Something I didn't really think about because the game is changing, guys. Okay, we have another caller on the line. All right.
Hi, this is Andrew.
Andrew?
Yes, Andrew Curtis.
All right. How are you, my friend?
Good. I asked a question a couple weeks ago about theater safety, and I went last night to go see Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And they actually, at Regal Cinemas, were checking bags and had signs. And I saw on Facebook that they were doing that across the country. So I wanted to know if other theaters are doing that, or is that it just started just now?
Wow. It's interesting. I hadn't heard that. I'm surprised I hadn't read like a trade story about that.
Yeah.
If there was like, do you know a theater chain?
Regal Cinemas.
Regal Cinemas was doing it. Interesting.
Ugh. That just makes me sad.
I'm personally surprised that that they would do that. Like whether I don't know, whether it's metal detectors or like a physical pat down, whatever the hell it was.
Well, it was just a flyer saying that they were doing checking bags before you go in, and they're just looking at your either purses or bags and just looking at it. But I just want to know if anyone else, AMC or Cinemark was like doing that as well.
I certainly haven't heard that. I would be very surprised if they started.
I know it's in the conversation.
Implementing that stuff.
I know Variety ran some kind of piece on it that I saw that they want to put metal detectors in, but
theaters or moviegoers want that stuff in.
Well, I don't know. I didn't actually read
theaters.
The article.
I don't think that theaters are going to pay for that kind of stuff.
No, I mean it's an interesting.
And I
topic.
honestly don't think we need it. I don't want to go to the movies and go through a fucking metal detector. Who the hell does? These are the risks that we take.
Agree.
These are the risks that we take going out anywhere. And if we start to let a few random occurrences from crazy homeless people or whatever, change the way we live our lives, I think that's heading down a bad path.
And I'm kind of noticing, it depends on the areas too. I mean, we had it in Colorado, then we had it in Louisiana, and then we had it in Tennessee just yesterday. I don't know if there's, I think yesterday's occurrence was kind of a copycat. That's my feeling.
I think it's almost becoming like the trendy thing to do is to walk into a theater and attack people.
Like a crazy person is going to go, look at all the coverage. I'm going to go in, and this guy had a pellet gun and a hatchet, so and pepper spray. So I don't know. You bring up a good point, and I hope it doesn't happen because it just makes me sad. I
go to the movies all the time. I'm not scared to go to the movies, and
I'm not.
You just have to be, know your surroundings, be aware, and. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the call, dude. I really appreciate it. And
no problem. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And this is so awesome, guys. I love it when you guys call in. We got a caller on the line. I love this. You're on Meet the Movie Press. Who do we got?
Hello, it's Tommy from England, London. Hello.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Tommy. How are you, sir?
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, this call's going to cost you a fortune, but it's well worth it. Love the show.
Cool. Thank you. So what's up?
I was wondering, do you think or notice that Sony's slate is extensive? Like, do you think there's anything they just haven't announced? Because there's no Spider-Man on there. I don't know if that's going to be like a...
Oh, no. They, Spider-Man is in there. It wasn't...
It wasn't on the release.
It had already been dated, so it wasn't part of the news. That's all.
Yeah. And it's just the Men in Black Jump Street crossover.
Oh, right.
I don't think is there a date for that?
No, there wasn't in that release. I know they're talking about it.
I don't know if that movie just hasn't been dated yet. I forget.
Yeah, I know that
it wasn't comprehensive. That those were just the new titles, and like also some of the moves, the new dates.
Yeah, I haven't heard much aside from a trade report, which I can't remember where it came from. That it is in development, a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's for sure. I mean, that's a balls to the wall, batshit crazy idea that I am behind 100%, man. I will watch the shit out of that movie, and I can't because if they're doing 21 Jump Street humor in that Men in Black within that world,
Aliens,
kind of fits.
21 Jump Street,
little nods,
cool.
wink to the camera. I'm in. So Tommy, thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it, especially calling all the way from England. This is so rad. What did he say? Sorry?
I said thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Guys, that is awesome. We are taking the calls, and if you guys will keep calling in, we'll keep taking them. We're about 8 minutes out from the top of the hour. You guys are throwing in a lot of questions on the chat board. Jeff's very liberal use of the F word is very entertaining. Since Sean...
I have a mouth like a sailor. Are you kidding me?
I do, too. Once I was trying to clean it up and not say the F word.
Yeah, but I just embraced it this morning.
Yeah,
I was fuck that.
So you're on Twitter too, guys, and I love it. So Ed at Scooby X Snaps, Scooby Snacks, I love that, asks, what do you guys think about the upcoming movie Turbo Kid? I haven't heard about it. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I saw Turbo Kid.
What? Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
I saw that.
And?
It was...
Is this an independent?
Yeah, it's like a crazy wild B movie.
Okay.
I mean, it's super gory.
Oh.
Heads are popping off, and
nice.
It's like in the vein of like a hobo with a shotgun, but like post-apocalyptic. I mean, it's
nice. Okay.
It was okay.
It's fun.
It's cheesy fun. Yeah, exactly.
I'm down with that.
There's some very cool trailers that we mentioned. 13 Hours earlier, the Benghazi movie from Michael Bay. Check that trailer out. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie Pitt. That's right. She took the name.
She did take it.
Are they married now?
Yeah, they are married. Good for you, Angelina Jolie.
They just filmed a movie that looks like fun for the whole family at the holidays.
My God, was that depressing?
Yeah, it's called By the Sea, and I'm taking that maybe Brad Pitt's character was maybe unfaithful.
Yeah,
cheated on her, and now there's is their marriage going to fall apart? Or are they going to save it during this weekend?
Well, we should find out because they're by the sea, a very romantic place, and we have another caller on the line. Hey, you're on Meet the Movie Press. Who do we got?
Hey, this is BC.
What up, BC?
BC, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? Okay, so, I know we're talking movie news and whatnot, but, I'm very interested in, getting into, movie press kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got my own blog, and I do movie reviews and stuff like that.
Nice.
What kind of other advice do y'all have for someone trying to do that?
Oh, great question.
Well, first of all, I would definitely make sure you're on all the social media platforms.
Yep.
So that you can spread the word about your site and build an audience.
Yep.
Because that audience are going to be the people who stick with you throughout your entire career.
Right.
So make sure you're on, Twitter, Facebook. I don't know what else the kids use these days. Vine, Snapchat,
Tumblr,
Periscope,
Instagram.
Do it all up, man.
Yeah, do it all up.
Take a cue from El Mayimbe because he went viral overnight.
Yep, he sure did. Yeah. No, go on, man.
I'm on just about everything, and I try to use that to, expand the brand and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if what else would I would do? I would write, even if it's for free, try to write for some larger name blogs, some sort of resume patters.
Yeah.
I spent a couple months writing for MTV Movies blog. Write for, how old are you?
BC, are you there? BC, how old are you?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, hello. How old are you?
I think we're losing him.
Right.
Hello?
Yep. We hear you, dude.
We're here. I was just saying, if you're in school or about to go to school, write for your school paper.
Yeah. And BC, if you can hear us, we can hear actually us in the background.
Yeah.
If you want to turn down your computer or wherever.
Well, I think we're going to move on to the next call.
Yeah, let's move on. But BC, it's a good question. Yeah.
Send in stuff to Ain't It Cool and places like that.
Yeah. Just send out your shit to a lot of the blogs that you like. And
right. Make sure you're on those people radars.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
If we have another
question.
caller, you guys, this is great. I just love having the callers. It's really fun.
I got a question, guys.
Yeah, Steven.
What do we think about American Ultra?
Oh, that's a great question.
I'm going to see it.
I'm going to see it too. You know what's funny about American Ultra is the first trailer came out. Is there two now? I think there is.
There's probably a lot.
When it first came out, I had no idea that he's a stoner that was programmed to be kind of the Bourne Identity, but a stoner, and he knows what I had no idea that's what it was about. I just was like, I wonder if I was stoned at the time, but I just couldn't see. I didn't know what the plot was about. But then I saw the second trailer maybe and got more of it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. Max Landis wrote it, which he's a crazy son of a bitch, and I love his stuff. So
I like the Jesse Eisenberg Kristen Stewart pairing.
Me too.
I'm all for a good stoner action comedy, so I'll be there.
Yeah, to answer your question, Steven, I want to see it. I love those movies if it's done well, and this looks like it's really fun. Just kind of hey, we're talking about a stoner that kind of is an assassin, a sleeper assassin.
Yeah, it's a decent idea.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Some other movies that I saw recently, really quick.
Yeah.
Ricky and the Flash.
How was that?
Not very good.
I'm sad that Diablo Cody is. I have since Juno. I would
looking
say
more and more like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I hope not. I did
This was such a thin movie.
Oh yeah.
There was nothing there. It was like a wisp of a film.
Oh, that's too bad.
A third of it is Meryl Streep singing. It's really like a concert film, or wants to be.
And is it Meryl Streep's daughter in it?
Yeah, and she's fine. She's not bad the first half hour.
I'm just
not good.
It kind of pulls me out when I'm she looks like Meryl Streep, and it's just then I know she's been in other movies, and I'm not.
I wouldn't be surprised that's why Meryl Streep did the movie.
Yeah,
if she was like, "Hey, this is a kind of perfect part for my own daughter. We could work together. I'll do the movie."
She's like, "Don't worry, honey. I won't get an Oscar nomination this time. I'll really just phone it in."
No, I don't think one's coming. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you never know with the Golden Globe.
Yeah, right.
Pawn Sacrifice, the Bobby Fischer movie.
Oh, I can't wait. That looks amazing. I'm sorry, that trailer.
I thought it was okay.
You really?
I'll tell you, the performances were all really good. Toby was excellent.
You've seen the movie?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, I saw the trailer and I was
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Great. It is a great trailer.
Yeah.
The movie was good. It wasn't great.
Okay. Bummer.
But the one movie that was really good, guys, see it this weekend if you aren't going to see Fantastic Four, The Gift.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
The Gift was so good.
So Joel Edgerton, he knocked out of the park, huh? First directing gig?
He did. I sent a congratulatory note to some folks involved with it.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I thought it was terrific. It was like the kind of mid-'90s thriller that I love, that I grew up watching. Joel Edgerton's super creepy in it. Bateman's good.
Bateman looks fantastic in it. It looks like a classic thriller movie.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, I got hints of just Seven and some of those things. But yeah, I can't wait to see
it. And then
it.
there were 2 smaller films I saw, Mark.
Okay.
Well, I saw Tangerine last night.
I saw that tweet. So what's Tangerine?
It's about the 2... I don't know if they'd be transsexual prostitutes or cross-dressing prostitutes.
Okay.
But they hang out in front of Donut Time on Santa Monica and Highland. And it's set on Christmas Eve, and they want to, and they're like trying to find their pimp.
Find their Eddie Murphy.
And it's it was a great movie. It was totally different. It felt real. It was shot entirely on an iPhone.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The iPhone 5S.
Technology is amazing.
It looked great. These 2 actresses were really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend it if you're looking for
I want to see
that kind of movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it just in limited release or is it on VOD?
I think it's just in limited. It's probably coming to VOD relatively soon.
Great.
And the other movie I saw was Finders Keepers this week.
Have you
heard about this story?
No, I haven't.
This is about the guy who bought a grill at an auction, and inside the grill was a mummified human leg.
Oh.
And the guy whose leg it was, he had left it in the grill inside a storage locker that he forgot to pay for.
The guy that put his leg there.
Yes, he wanted his leg back, and the guy who bought the grill was like, "No, Finders Keepers."
What the hell movie is this?
It was a true story from a few years ago.
That's insane.
And it became this crazy media story. And the documentary's not bad.
So it's a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
these 2 guys at the heart of this story, it's pretty crazy. But I just I don't know if it added up to a feature length sort of thing.
That's insane. I want to see it.
Decent, though.
Decent? Okay. And guys, what are you seeing this weekend? Are you seeing Fantastic Four? Or is The Gift out this weekend? Is that what's out?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, The Gift. Are you guys catching up, revisiting maybe perhaps Mission Impossible, Jurassic World? I don't know what you guys are what you're seeing.
You got to see Mission Impossible.
Oh, I know. I'm going to see that and Fantastic Four
and
this
watch
weekend.
The Spotlight trailer, guys, too. That was the other one I wanted to point out about the Boston Globe journalists uncovering the Catholic Church sex scandal.
Yeah.
Movie looks terrific. Hell of a cast.
Cool. Right on. All right, guys. So there you have it. It is the top of the hour. I think we're going to bid you adieu. This is a special Meet the Movie Press.
Yeah, it was fun taking calls, hearing from you guys.
I love taking the calls, and we didn't really do a hopeful news break this time.
It's okay.
Because we got a lot of questions in, so that's kind of hopeful news break.
You guys can hope that we'll do it next week.
Yeah, and as always, guys, you can find me at Reilly Around. Feel free to tweet at me and ask some questions. I will try my best to answer each and every one of them. And Jeff, where could people find you?
At the Sneider. Follow my ramblings at therap.com.
Yeah, and guys, as always, visit www.schmoesknow.com. There's some good stuff happening over there. And as always, we are here every Friday at 9 a.m. This is Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network. Guys, rate, subscribe, share with your friends. Get some comments on there. We love seeing our iTunes profile go up. And thank you, as always, for just being such great fans and listening to us. Makes me feel damn good.
Thank you for being a friend.
Exactly. So, guys, we will see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.